The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and are not those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stewart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Rizacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price. Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
How would you like to lie on your back for 30 minutes, 3 times per week for 3 weeks, and lose 1 to 5 inches of measured girth, that's belly fat, without any strict calorie reduction or any excessive exercise? What seemed to be a myth and out of reach for most Americans has now become a reality in the form of today's FDA-cleared and FDA-approved technology called low-level laser or red light laser lipo machines. There is no need to subject yourself to the risks associated with surgical interventions like liposuction, tummy tucks, abdominoplasty, or the use of thermal energy such as fat freezing or hot lasers anymore. The future and the current technology for today for spot fat reduction, safe body sculpting, and what I call laser-assisted weight loss is a low-level FDA-cleared device called red light laser technology. When applied to the subcutaneous fatty layer, which is the stuff you can squeeze between your fingers, our low-level laser therapy will produce predictable, consistent, lasting, sustainable inch reduction without any pain, without any downtime, without any rigid food discipline. It doesn't require strenuous exercise, as is so common with so many traditional weight loss and body sculpting programs. You can treat areas like your belly, your sides called your muffin tops, love handles, back fat, bra bulges, thunder thighs. You can improve cellulite and tighten skin. You can reduce the arm flab. You can safely improve people's chins, make the double chin into just a flat chin. And this can all be safely done using the laser lipo. There's no one's ever died in our office or had to go to the hospital as a result of the laser treatment. With proper client selection, results can be almost guaranteed by following a few simple rules. My name is Dr. Tred Rizacker, and you've tuned into my Slim Body Laser Spa Health and Wellness Show. And I can be heard right here on WSTU 1450 AM every single Tuesday from 9 to 10 o'clock. I can also be heard on WCNO on Thursday from 4 to 5, which is the local FM Christian broadcast. And I'll be there on Thursdays, pretty much with the same message, healing, hope, and how lasers are being used to help us to look better and feel better much quicker than traditional traditional methods, which is how the world evolves. A problem is presented. People try to figure out the solution to that problem. When the solutions are offered and they become popular, this is how trends are made. And right now, the trend is moving, from being overweight and this horrible, horrible obesity epidemic we're experiencing in America and around the world. More people will die from being overweight than will die of any virus. I promise you that. Yet we don't spend much time or energy on trying to prevent the cause of these problems, which is I'm on the front line when it comes to this. We have a saying, my weight loss center and my whole body rejuvenation clinic is located in Stewart, and we've been providing a safe, sane alternative to things like surgical liposuction, to things like the fat freezing procedure, to things like the fat burning, sucking for over 10 years now. And it wouldn't be successful if we didn't find a solution for a problem. And that's just, the market makes or breaks a business model and a business, idea. If the market cannot embrace it and cannot live with it or change it, it probably isn't the best idea. Yet at the Slim Body Laser Spa, what I've created by using my skills as a chiropractor and also being able to talk about food and nutrition, and I can refer for outside evaluations and exams as a doctor of chiropractic. So people that don't fit the model perfectly, people that are struggled with weight, or maybe they have conditions, metabolic conditions, which preclude them from even exercising, we can help you. This is the beautiful part about the laser. It helps whether you're, 8. Well, I would suggest you be at least 16 or 17 because your body fat, you're still growing. And if you probably have a weight issue, it's probably from eating and not exercising. But as you get older, that weight gain can be due to metabolic problems. It could be due to hormonal issues. It could be due to habits of overeating to feel better. We eat sometimes to calm ourselves or to soothe ourselves. And if you're under a lot of stress all the time, then overeating becomes a tool. It becomes a mode of operation, the MO of somebody who is using food to feel better. And eventually, if you're eating more than you're burning, the law is you're going to gain weight. And as the weight gains, it shows up as fat and it accumulates on our body. And over time, it makes us sick. It can affect our pancreas and our heart and our vessels. It can cause our knees and our feet to ache. It leads to neuropathy. It leads to low energy. It leads to chronic fatigue-like symptoms, depression, because we just, every day we feel so hopeless. And, we have to sleep more. There's so many ways it affects our lives. It's too many to list here. But I think if you're someone who's struggled with weight loss and you've tried and failed, there has to be a better option. And I really believe at my Slim Body Laser Spa, I have found an option, a process, something that you can sign up for, something which has a medical professional supervising and running the whole show, which is me. I'm a client and I'm the doctor and I'm the owner. That your results are probably more important to me than the results are if I was to do the process, because my life, my vision, my dream is dependent on getting the results as much as possible within a person's physical limitations. And even that, we can go through that because the laser is so effective at helping you to get rid of that stubborn fat. I have a saying at the Slim Body Laser Spa that the staff joke about it. When people are considering surgical liposuction as their first option, it means they're really stuck like somewhere in 2000 and before. 2004 is when they discovered these lasers. And so if you're still thinking of liposuction as your first option and wondering how you're going to afford the downtime from surgery and the risks associated with anesthesia and any surgical procedure, there is a better way. at the Slim Body Laser Spa. And if you're having difficulty finding me, all you have to do is type into your computer Dr. Tred, DrTred, and you will find pages and pages of testimonials, of opinions, of information, which is reviews. We just recently broke 100 reviews on Google, and they were all positive. So it's been quite exciting. At my Slim Body Laser Spa, I'm offering low-level laser services, and my machines are FDA cleared. And what that means is the Food and Drug Administration has looked at this particular technology, this machine I'm using, which has a serial number, and the FDA has cleared it as safe. And that means as long as it's used the way it's designed to be used, which is to apply it to somebody's skin, the way we use it, it's completely safe with no risk and no side effects. And this machine, when you apply the low-level laser to your subcutaneous fat, it actually causes the fat cells to open up, and little pores form after about 8 to 10 minutes of this very gentle red light energy going, into the fatty area. It causes some of the fluid to be released. It emulsifies a certain amount of those fatty cells. A cell is a container, just like cans in your cupboard. You might have Campbell's soup cans. You might have some Chef Boyardee cans of emergency food. You might have canned vegetables. Well, even though they're in your kitchen, if they're inside those cans, you can't access the food. You have to open up the can to get the food out. Your fat cells are exactly the same way. When you eat food and you eat more than you're going to burn that day, you're overeating. You're eating more than your resting caloric intake, which is how you gain weight. Those extra calories are stored in adipose tissue, which is fat cells. They're like little containers. And when they open up and they store that fatty acid within it, and those containers close, the only way that you can open them again is to be hungry. That's the mechanism that opens up the fat cell, is you have to be hungry. And you have to be hungry for more than just an hour. You might even have to be hungry more than every couple times a week because fat is very precious to your body, and it does not want to give up your best caloric source just because you skipped a meal yesterday. It saves those fatty calories for the end of life, for starvation, for, the world has gone to the tube, into the pit, into the toilet, and there's no food around, and that extra fatty calories is going to be really important to keep your body functioning after 3, 4, 5, 6 months of not eating. People think that if I just skip a meal today, or I start, I don't eat for the morning and I just have dinner, if it's not done consistently, it's almost binge eating, and we end up becoming fat doing that, because you're not really burning fat. So when we apply my low-level laser to your area, it's FDA cleared as safe, and it actually releases the stubborn fat naturally in a series of 9 sessions in 3 weeks. Each session releases about 600 calories. It opens up the canned food in your kitchen, in your cupboard, to be equal to 1 meal. Now, once it's been released from the can, right, you can heat it up. You can season it with a little salt and pepper, and it's fairly palatable. I mean, you can eat it. It isn't cold. You're not having to bite through the can with your teeth. It's open and it's there for you to eat. And your body fat's the same way. Just because you want to burn, and just because you want to reduce your belly fat and you decide you're going to eat less today, doesn't mean you lost any belly fat. You don't know. And the chances are you haven't. Otherwise, it would be getting smaller. So what the laser does, the laser allows us to go past your normal the way you normally burn fat. We put this laser on your subcutaneous fatty compartment, this stuff on the outside. 30 minutes of applying laser releases 600 calories from those containers, from those fat cells. Now, that energy has to be consumed converted to glucose, and burned as energy by you within the next 4 hours. So lasers applied for 30 minutes, and now you have 2 to 4 hours to move those calories from the cupboard, so to speak, into the kitchen, and then burn it as energy. So we say the laser is applied to the outer fat layer, and that's and that releases the calories. And then you have to stand on something. We have to encourage the movement of the calories. It's not normal for the body to go to the outer fat to get calories when you're not hungry. So we trick the body by using something called whole body vibration. And the vibration plate, you stand on it for 10 minutes after laying on your back for 30 minutes. And in that 10-minute time frame on that whole body vibration, the vibration plate stimulates circulation. It helps improve blood flow. It helps improve, it burns calories. And it also moves peripheral outside fluid, which would be like edema, which is left over from the laser, into the system, and you burn it as energy. So the laser combined with whole body vibration, combined with food not eating 2 hours before or 2 hours after, is really the only thing that's necessary to get results at my laser spa. Of course, there's client selection, there's expectations that are sometimes can be difficult to deal with, but we explain it very carefully and very thoroughly. And if you're interested in coming in for a consultation, my consultation is free. It's not because it's free, it's not worth it. I do it for free because I don't want any barrier for you to come in and find out if it's something that can help you. You most likely will not be able to start immediately because we're very busy. We have a lot of people that have already pre-booked and are waiting for their times, but at least you can find out, check it out, see it, touch it, feel it, look at the pictures, get some information so you can make a better choice. If you choose to leave and maybe you don't have the money to start today, or you're, going to put together your funds because it's important to you, that's really important. So we're there to help you. That's where you're at with that. So my laser is safe, and it actually releases the stubborn fat naturally in a series of 9 sessions in 3 weeks. Now, why do we do 9 sessions in 3 weeks? It's a question a lot of people have. Is it, why can't I just do 2 or 3? Or, how do I know? So what we have found is that the way the technology works is the laser opens up the fat cells in your outer fat, which is difficult for you to target with diet and exercise. So this is the problem. The problem is I'm 50 or 60 years old, or I'm in my 40s. I've had a lot of stress, a lot of cortisol. I had a loss, something happened in my life. I let myself get overweight. And now that I'm realized I have to do something, I'm ready to bust a move, as they say in the exercise industry. It's not changing. I can't seem to change it. And I don't know what to do. I'm working harder, and it just doesn't seem right that I'm working 4 to 5 times harder than I did 20 years ago, and I can't change this. That is stubborn fat. That is most likely has to do with the change in your hormonal profile as you get older, as you stop exercising as much, as your body accumulates all the years of abuse. For some of you, for others, there was no abuse, but they still have some hormonal changes. But for many of you out there, you're starting to reap the seeds that you sowed when you were younger, the not taking care of yourself, the maybe excessive alcohol. And, it's easy to jump back when you're in your 20s or 30s, and much harder in your 40s, and downright impossible when you get into your 50s and 60s. I'm 59. Believe me, I feel your pain, which is why I work very hard on staying fit. A lot harder than I did when I was younger. I want you to know that. And I'm very sensitive to that, and compassionate for those of you out there that are struggling with that. You never have to be embarrassed when you come into the Slim Body Laser Spa. I've done it all. I've seen it all. And we have a program that can help you. Our inch loss results are the same day and do not sacrifice any downtime. I mean, it does not require any sacrifice of downtime. It does not involve any pain. There's no swelling. And this can be utilized. My procedure is good for anyone from 18 years old to 95 to even 100 years old. We can help you lose unwanted fat and reduce your waist size, regardless of how fat you've become, how much you have, your amount of fat, regardless of your so-called slow metabolism. We specialize in those people who have failed at weight loss before, or people who are eating good, exercising often, but are just not able to get results in specific pesky areas like arms, love handles on the side, the muffin tops, back fat, or thighs. Since each case is specifically overseen by me personally, I can handle many different conditions with difficult situations, such as type 1 or type 2 diabetes, people with cardiovascular problems, people with breathing conditions such as COPD, asthmatics who cannot exercise, people who are suffering with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia affects them from exercising, others who are very restrictive on their diet for one reason or another. We've had people come in with colostomies that need to lose weight around their midsection. We've had people come in with Parkinson's and neurological problems which preclude them from exercising, and they're in a stooped over position. We had one gentleman who came in with Parkinson's with a walker, stooped at almost a 50 degrees, stooping over forward, and with a big round belly. And in 3 weeks, and I have the testimonial, he lost 5 inches of girth in 3 separate spots. So his waist size decreased from like a 40 to a 35 inch size in only 3 weeks. The guy lost 15 inches. And at the same time, because he was eating better, doing the whole body vibration, he lost 10 pounds. Now, this is a guy that really can't walk without a walker. And to say he was happy and smiling is an understatement. If you've ever known anybody with Parkinson's disease, it's something where their mind is sharp. Believe me, they're not having any mental issues. They're having physical problems. The brain doesn't connect to the muscles the same way as it used to. So they become paralytic, like they have tremors and they can't control these movements. And one of the things that happens with Parkinson's clients is they lose their facial muscles. They can't make the facial features like, when you smile at somebody like a baby does. They have a difficult time with that. And this picture of this gentleman in my office, if you want to come in and see it, he is smiling ear to ear on this picture. And believe me, it is not that he's not happy. He can't smile. Yet he was so excited. He had such great results. He wanted people to know that the process worked, that he almost, you could just see him. He just, with all his effort, he got this big cheesy grin on his face. It was great. So the process doesn't involve any pain or swelling. And I really think that's important. It's very, very safe. I always like to say that somebody said, are there any side effects, or have you had any complaints or issues? And I told the woman, I said, I've never had a complaint that giving their money back doesn't completely fix. And what does that mean? Well, you think about it. If you went to a doctor for aesthetics, and there's a lot of great doctors out there, and something happens and there's a mistake, maybe a nerve was cut and you have a loss of muscle tone in a certain area, maybe you were left with a droopy eyelid. Let me tell you, giving your money back isn't going to make a difference, because the damage has been done. You want punitive damages. You want to, this was a mistake, and it's going to take more than getting your money back, the fee back, to make you feel better. Nothing that's ever happened at the Slim Body Laser Spa has caused any permanent damage or disfigurement or anything like that. The only person who is unhappy is somebody who maybe wasn't able to control their calories. They thought that they could when they signed up. They found it very difficult. And as they were careening back to their old behaviors, they try to throw it back on the office that it didn't work for them. And those are the type of people that it's the only thing we really deal with. The laser works on everybody. Worked on me. And trust me, if it could work on me, it'll work on you. So, when you come into the Slim Body Laser Spa, you're going to see something which is really quite jaw dropping, in my opinion. I was raised in Long Island, New York, and I lived right outside of Manhattan. I moved to South Florida when I was 11 years old. My mom and dad bought property out on Canner Highway close to Indiantown, and it was a fish camp and a rental cottages. And my mom had lived there for her whole life until she passed about 3 years ago. Ida Rissacker. She worked for Caldwell Banker, very, very well known in the area. And that property was, where I grew up. And then what happened is I went back to New York after I became a chiropractor. And this is where I saw so much. This is where I grew up, as a doctor, as a person of natural health care. And what I found is that there's a lot of difficulty with losing weight, and there's a lot of procedures that aren't very safe. So as a result of being a chiropractor and having limited resources, I can't use drugs or surgery, or not that I would. It has always forced me to find a safer alternative to why somebody's not feeling better. I've never given I've never given a corticosteroid injection into anybody's body, and I've never prescribed opiates or pain pills. 95% of people that go to a chiropractor in their own surveys show that they're very, very pleased and happy with the treatment and with the results. And they didn't give them any drugs, which I love. Wow. So for that reason, when I was introduced to this lipo laser process 11 years ago, I realized that, it was limited in what it could do, that it would only target the outer fat, which is, the stuff you can squeeze with your fingers. It's not going to make an obese person thin. No, it cannot do that. But what it does, and this is 100% truthful, the results that you get from 3 weeks on the lipo laser, if you're overweight and you need more help than just the laser, those quick inch reduction, just like the man that had the Parkinson's, this guy lost 5 inches of belt buckle girth in 3 spots in 3 weeks. Do you think he was motivated at the end of that 3rd week to continue eating better? Or do you think he threw the towel in and said, the hell with it, I'm done. I can't do this. What do you think? This guy, I'm going to call him. Actually, you got me thinking about it now. I'm going to call him this week because it's been about a year. I want to see how he did with it, because, he walked out of the office after 3 weeks and he was no longer stooped over in that stoop position that he walked in with. And I did nothing to change his Parkinson's. I mean, I don't treat Parkinson's, but that weight, that low energy, that poor eating habits that he came in with, the use of whole body vibration, which is something that completely changed his life because he can't exercise. Standing on a whole body vibration plate exercises the body just by standing. And it also engages and reconnects your brain back to your muscles of posture. These are pathways. These are highways of information that travel from the body to the brain, back to the muscles, from your feet to your balance, back to the brain, back to the muscles. This is an information superhighway. It's just like roads that would lead between 2 cities, 2 towns. Those roads are very well traveled as long as there's a lot of traffic on them and there's a lot of need for it. But if those companies or those cities start to not travel back and forth to each other, those roads are going to get out of disrepair. And when you go to do the road, when you take the path, it's going to be dangerous because the road has been neglected and it's not there anymore. That's what happens in your body. Those pathways that maintain your balance, your ability to move, your ability to stand erect, stand up straight with your shoulders back. These are very complex neurological proprioceptive messages which travel from your brain to your muscles to your sensors in your feet, They're called proprioceptors in your feet. They tell you if I'm leaning left or right, if I'm leaning too far forward. They help you walk. These sensors send messages up your nerve system to your brain. The brain sends messages back to the muscles to contract and relax. 80% of your brain's energy is utilized in movement, not thinking deep thoughts, not digesting food, just movement. Movement is a very complex, super complicated, very incredible function that humans have above and beyond, the dexterity in somebody's hand when they play a piano, or musicians, or even the skill of a chiropractor's hand when they adjust. It's a very, very, it takes a lot of your brain's energy. So what happens is whole body vibration plates, when people get older in their 30s and 40s, and they're still pretty young in their 50s and 60s, now they're getting where exercise and going to the gym isn't quite so cool. Usually they're at Planet Fitness because they like the $10 a month, As you get older, your income seems to shrink a little bit. And then what happens is they lose connections with their feet. They're walking with their feet are spread apart because they're having balance issues. Whole body vibration, standing on this silly machine that moves up and down, will help improve your balance. It helps reduce toxins. It helps with circulation, but it helps to activate the brain and connects it back to the body through balance training. In medicine, they call it neuroproprioceptive re-education. So if you had suffered a surgical, like a spinal injury, maybe had your knee replaced and you're going for rehab, and they're doing what they call balance training. They're helping you with your balance. That is called neuroproprioceptive re-education. They are re-educating, they're reconnecting the neuroproprioceptors, those sensors in your feet and in your body, back to the brain, and then helping those muscles to strengthen as a result of that. You can spend lots and lots of money. Medicare spends a lot of money on neuroeducation, neuroproprioceptive re-education. Trust me, it is a huge business. And when you max out your insurance through Medicare, which is usually about 10 to 12 sessions after you started your training, you're getting better, but you're not done. Where do you go from there? The insurance isn't going to pay for any more treatment. You're maxed out that one benefit package. Let me tell you, getting a whole body vibration plate, learning how to use it, getting some skills with it, that could be the difference between becoming fully recovered after the surgery or after the injury versus leaving after a month of balance training and you still need help. So, yes, I'm a staunch supporter of whole body vibration. These things changed my life. They've changed the life of over 5,000 people in my office. I never could have imagined that they would be that effective when that first machine came into my office and I stood on it for 10 minutes. I mean, I remember holding on to the hand piece that you hold on to as this thing was just shaking me. And I thought, oh, this could not be good. This is just, I remember tightening up my stomach muscles because if I relaxed my stomach, it moved too much. I felt nauseous. So I tightened up my stomach. And then I found that if I bent my knees a little bit, it would stop the shaking in my head, because with my eyes open and the shaking, everything was moving like I'm on some kind of, amusement ride. So I closed my eyes and I bent my knees. And over time, I started to strengthen. I started to have more balance. I could see that I was dropping weight. I could tell that I had more energy instead of being sleepy during the day. I found that 10 minutes on whole body vibration between clients, between my patients, was very beneficial. I stayed in the game. It would be like being a pitcher at a baseball game. And if you let them cool off too much, they can't perform again. They have to get warmed up again. Humans, as we work through our day, we have those same up and downs, just like an athlete. You get around 1, 2 o'clock and you get the sleepies after lunch, and a lot of your executives, they're falling asleep. They're closing their eyes. They're drinking coffees and doing energy drinks, things like that. Whole body vibration is just fantastic at changing that. So we use the whole body vibration after the laser to get rid of the stored calories and to help burn and to help the process be more sustainable. So it doesn't matter, how much fat you have or if you have a slow metabolism. We specialize in people that are eating good, exercising often, but are not able to get results. So today's discussion has been pretty much on laser assisted weight loss system, how I use my weight loss system to help remove or melt away stubborn fat pockets, fat deposits, belly fat, arm fat, back fat, bra bulges, muffin tops, double chins. You can get faster, high definition, and amazing results with body fat reduction and body sculpting by using today's modern lasers, which are designed to literally melt away unwanted fat while you lie on your back and listen to music. It is really that easy. There's absolutely no pain, no discomfort, no harsh diets, and no strenuous exercise. In 9 sessions in 3 weeks, most of our clients will lose 3 to 9 inches measured in 3 places around their belly, 1 to 3 inches in their upper arm girth, and 2 to 5 inches in girth with some skin tightening and cellulite improvement around their thighs and around their buttocks. You know where we're located, 2311 Southeast Ocean Boulevard, right across from the Fresh Market. We have a fantastically safe, inviting environment. It's a spa. It's not like a medical office. So we have nice private rooms. You have a nice couch you can sit in. It's Bali and kind of Asian inspired. That's with the help of my lovely wife who understands Asian culture better than most. And, you just can't go wrong. My name is Dr. Tread Rissacker, and I personally interview and perform all my consultations myself. I want to ensure that you have the most qualified person who understands my laser lipo procedure. Nobody understands it like me. I will listen to your needs. I will perform a proper medical history, and I will give you my best possible recommendation of what you might need as far as my laser or other areas to achieve the goals that you wish to achieve. So I can be reached at my website, slimbodylaserspa.com. You can go on my Facebook page, or you can even use the old phone, 772-223-5885. So we got another 15 minutes here. And I am going to devote this to whole body vibration. So listen to me. I have these whole body vibration plates, and I have them for sale. I have my own brand. It's called Dr. Tread's Body Vibe. And you can go online to my, you can go into your Siri and put in Dr. Tread Body Vibe, and you can see the website. These are entry-level machines. They're whole body vibration plates. I will demonstrate them in my office. You can come in and you can see if it's something that's beneficial to you. I'll show you how it works. You can sample it, and then if you want, you can buy it and take it home with you. Our retail online is about $1,200 a piece for each machine. If you come into the office and buy it at the spa, they're $980. It's hard to find anybody that has whole body vibration machines to even try one out. There's no fitness store around here that sells them. I think they have them at over at Costco. A couple of my clients have said they saw them there, but their price was over $1,800 and one was like $2,700. And they are the type that you stand up on, you hold on with these handholds. Yet, buyer beware, just because you think Costco has the best deals in town or the cheapest, they're not paying a lot for some of those machines. So, and it's really hard to take it back or get any training on it. So what happened is whole body vibration is something which is really, really powerful. And what it means is it's a term that when Vibrations, we call them mechanical oscillations of any frequency are transferred to the human body. Humans are exposed to vibration through a contact surface that is in a mechanical vibrating state. So you're standing on something that is moving. Humans are exposed to many different forms of vibration in their daily lives. This could be a driver's seat, a moving train platform, or vibration through holding a power tool or a training platform, or many other countless devices. In some respects, body vibration can be an occupational hazard after years of exposure. So those would be the people that work with power drills and sanding devices or machinery, which has a very high level of vibrations. They're called high frequency vibrations. So jackhammers, things that have to do with occupational safety. And there's lots of limits and exposures for these types of hand transmitted vibration. Whole body vibration training, what we're doing at the Slim Body Spa and with these machines, is a form of physical exercise. And what it is it's a much lower frequency of vibration. So it's at a low rate. So what it is it is shown that this whole body vibration at these lower frequencies can improve bone mineral density in the lumbar spine, as well as the femoral neck of postmenopausal women younger than 65. What did I just say? It can make your bones thicker. It can reverse osteoporosis in your lumbar spine, and it can help thicken the femoral neck, which is your hip, of women younger than 65. And that's by standing on this plate. It's really quite amazing. Vibration training is the deliberate exposure to the body of varying frequencies, amplitudes, forces using certain joint angles for any limited time, approximately 1 minute sets. It is also known as vibration therapy, vibrotherapy, biomechanical stimulation, mechanostimulation, and biomechanical oscillation. It employs low amplitude, which is very low power, low frequency, which is a slow wave, and it can be pivotal, vibrating from side to side, or it can be oscillating. It can be lineal, which is going up and down. So those are the two ways that vibration works. It has been shown that whole body vibration can improve bone mineral density in the lumbar spine and in the femoral neck of women younger than 65. A 2019 publication evaluated the benefits of whole body vibration in pediatric oncology patients. These are children with cancer. Whole body vibration applied at frequencies from 12 to 30 hertz, which is a medium frequency, was shown to improve balance and muscle strength of several muscle groups in the legs. This review concluded that whole body vibration is a therapeutic modality that can offset functional impairments in children with cancer. Whole body vibration should be used in conjunction with an exercise therapy program to promote an active lifestyle. There's many reviews have concluded that people with neurodegenerative disease and disease-related problems in people with fibromyalgia can also have some reduction in symptomatology. Now, the first thing you have to think about as you think about these whole body vibrations is like the vibrating belt machine. How many times you've heard that? Or the jiggler machine. This was an exercise machine that used a vibrating belt that was used around the waist or buttocks. This is not the same thing as what we're doing with whole body vibration. You know, the whole body vibration plate that we're using is a triplanar oscillation board. And what that means is if you picture it in your mind, picture something it's 3 feet wide, it's 3 feet wide, it's 2 feet depth, and you stand on it. And what it does is it has a motor that when you separate your feet, kind of like an A shape, like an A, it pushes up and down, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. As the motor moves your foot up and down, that's called amplitude. How high your feet goes is the amplitude. The frequency is how fast it goes when you turn it up slow or fast. So when you're standing on it and it's pushing your body to the left because it's lifting up on the right, and then the other side pushes up, it forces your body to sway back and forth. And what happens is your muscles contract to prevent that movement. You tighten up, your core has to tighten. And over time, as your core is tightening, your body is trying to reorient itself. It's trying to keep its balance because it doesn't want you to fall. And so those pathways, those mechanisms that maintain your balance are helped through whole body vibration. And as the plate is moving you side to side, it's sending these messages up and down your spinal cord to your muscles, to your brain, to keep your balance back and forth. In other words, it's improving your balance. At the same time, the whole body vibration, these waves of energy, these frequencies, which are traveling through your body, what they do is they help to pump lymphatic fluid through the body. They help to circulate fluid much more efficiently than with doing nothing. Well, if you do nothing, you don't circulate fluid at all. But exercise is the way that you circulate energy. It's how to get the nutrition to the cells and how to get rid of toxins. The waste products comes through exercise. Standing on a whole body vibration plate improves the circulation to your feet about 30%. Now, you can also utilize these whole body vibration plates while sitting on a chair. Many of our clients who have back pain, knee pain, foot pain, or balance problems cannot just stand on a plate. They careen off. They got to hold on to something. So what we can do is we can start out at a slow speed, sitting in a chair with just your feet on it. And it can be a very comfortable chair. So you choose a comfortable chair and sit down. You can keep your shoes on or off, and then you place your feet on the plate. Turn on the plate, and then what happens starts to move up and down. You can separate your feet by placing them in the middle and then move them to the outer edge to increase intensity. If you need to stand, position the plate close to a wall or a counter with your feet together, and then allow yourself to stand, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 5 minutes, whatever works for you. And you can sit back down and rest, and then you can stand up again, and then sit back down, then stand up again. This is helping you. This is helping your body to become stronger. It's helping with circulation to your feet. It helps relieve neuropathy, this silly aching and tingling and pain that comes from neuropathy. A lot of you have it because of back issues or high blood sugar, metabolic syndrome, they call that. 10 minutes on a whole body vibration plate, and you're going to feel tingling in your feet. You're going to feel more energy, more blood circulation has been improved. That one feature about whole body vibration should be enough for 50% of the people listening to my message to run out and get a vibration plate. Because I'm a doctor for 33 years. I know how many of you out there suffer with neuropathy. How many of you out there have numbness, tingling, foot pain, restless leg syndrome, laying in bed at night. You feel like you have to stretch your feet. You're moving them side to side. The sheets feel like there's pressure on your feet. The sheet resting on your toes feels like it's a lead blanket, and you got to kick it off. These are all symptoms of neuropathy. Pins and needles, feeling like there's a thick leather sole under your foot in your shoe. Whole body vibration, these machines, when you stand on this for 10 minutes, it improves the circulation to your feet. When the circulation to your feet is improved, waste products, poisons, which ache and cause the pain, are released and moved through the system, and then you pee it out because it improves circulation and improves your balance. That's why so many people will come back to the Slim Body Spa and pick up a plate. They realize that, wow, when I was here at your spa doing the laser, eating better, and doing whole body vibration, I was healing and getting stronger and better. When I went home and just tried to eat better, I found myself going backwards again, back into tiredness and lethargy and all the problems with lack of exercise. And then they come in for the plate, and I'm like, well, listen, we're not really here to do just vibration plates. It's for the laser, and then we use that to get rid of the laser energy. So if you want to do this every day, you need to buy one. You got to do it at home. So that's a lot of people will buy it for that reason, and then they get to do it at home. It's also really great for soothing your sore feet and legs after long days on your feet. You can get increased circulation in your feet, and it helps to reduce stress as it strengthens and improves your overall fitness. Wow. So in my office, I have them laid out. We have purple ones and we got red ones. They're there for you to go in and try, and my staff will supervise it. You just have to give us a call. Dr. Tread's Slim Body Laser Spa, 772-223-5885. And of course, you could also schedule for your free consultation to find out if my laser lipo services can actually help you with your stubborn fat, make you feel better, help you look better. Maybe you've just recently been diagnosed with diabetes or borderline, and the doctor is giving you that look. Hey, either you do something, or you might as well find another doctor because you won't be here. We need help sometimes with weight loss. We need a plan. You need guidance. I didn't have my house. I didn't build my house on my own. I kind of have an idea of how to build a house, and I had a lot of grandiose thoughts that I could do it or in some way, but it didn't get done until I hired somebody to do it, because that's all they think about. Me, that's not all I think about. When it comes to weight loss, when it comes to body sculpting, when it comes to safe processes, this is all we think about at the Slim Body Laser Spa. This is not a dermatologist that has 1,500 different procedures. The only thing we do is laser-assisted weight loss, and we use whole body vibration to help a person to look better, to feel better. We go over food, we go over diet, and it's super reasonable, and it makes a lot of sense. So if you want to come on in, get in your car, ride your bike over, walk over, call Uber, get in there, get that consultation. We want to help you so much. It's such an incredible business model that's really helping a lot. So get high speed, high definition, faster than ever weight loss and body sculpting by signing up today. And you just can't go wrong with it. You'll meet some people you know. And we also have some great alumni programs for you after the process. You can re-sign and you can get better and better. Hey, listen, I'll see you next week on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Have a great day, and remember to think then.